Good morning, Neville.
Good morning, CK. Another bright and sunny day in London after a full moon, beautiful full moon. And yourself?
Yes, it is bright and sunny and hot. Today is day 15.
Day 15 of lockdown. And we're on that letter L today, but we're not going to talk about lockdown. We're going to talk about how to get out of lockdown, unlocking lockdown. Because there's a great opportunity here, and we're going to look at the word leverage, which
Certainly.
not many people understand, really, mainly because they don't understand how they can leverage what they're doing. And we're talking on a perfect platform, the Top Brass platform, which in itself is opportunity to leverage. But there are elements of leveraging, using your organization and the levers that are out there. And obviously you need to be a good leader. So leadership comes into it. And we were talking, you and I were talking about the elements of leadership a little while ago. And one of the biggest elements of leadership is you need to know what's going on. You need to be that Sherlock Holmes, be the investigator, find out exactly what's going on. And I think you were saying that you've got kids that were doing that very thing, during lockdown. Isn't that right?
Yes, Neville. Actually, kids have tried everything because they are in total lockdown. They have tried to play carom. They've tried to play chess. They've tried to play anything that is all the games available. The only thing is that they are not allowed to go out. And kids want to run. They want to go to park. They want to play cricket. They want to play whatever team games. So since the kids are stuck, and yesterday I was surprised, as you can see in this picture, they started their binoculars and they started observing things from our penthouse.
But that's brilliant, because they're doing what we would say is the very first form of leadership. They're becoming aware of what's going on, and we call that being an investigator. What do I see? Why am I seeing that? What's happening over there? And that is a fundamental part of leverage. Because if you don't know what's currently happening, you're not going to be able to leverage what you're doing into what's happening, if that makes sense. So the classic is utilizing LinkedIn platforms, Facebook platforms. Again, these are digital platforms, and they're really the only place at the moment, apart from picking up the phone and calling people, that you can really start to leverage your business and get your team to leverage it as well, which allows you to have communication with other people, so you can collaborate through leveraging what you do, what they do, make that introduction. So leverage is one of these words that people really have never really understood, because they're so deep involved in what they're currently doing. But just take a step back. Be that investigator, like your kids yesterday. Put the binoculars on. Have a good look what's going on out there. And it's the first element of being a good leader. You might call it being aware in its simple form. But how aware are we? Do we really know what's happening in our organization, in our business? How people are thinking when we communicate with them? Are we clear with our communication? So all of these things get wrapped up. But if we're into our leverage mode, we need to investigate what's happening and really find out the nuts and bolts of not just what makes the business work, but what makes me work, and more importantly, what makes our customers work. Because in the past we've talked about from contact to contract is one letter. R, relationships. And it comes back to the first thing. What relationships have I got? How can I leverage those relationships? Are they important to me? Now's the time to make all those actions. And you've got hundreds of people that you've been relating to and calling over the last few weeks while you've been on lockdown. And you've been leveraging those conversations, I'm sure. You know, any one in particular that comes out, what problems they're facing or what issues that they're looking at?
Yes, Neville. In fact, let me summarize my discussions with a lot of people. See, there was a time where, we all thought, you, me, and my colleagues, that any sales or any business cannot be generated without the person getting on the street, getting into the car, and going physically have a face-to-face meeting with a client. In fact, there are companies like Levers and some of these large companies. They have invested heavily in developing van salesmen. That means the sales guys used to live in van and then do business out of van. For the last 100 years, I think what we are seeing is going to rewrite the whole concept. And from B2B business, I think the new model will evolve, that is consumer to consumer. And most of the people are having difficulty understanding this thing which is visible right on our face. And a lot of leaders are saying, hey, the B2B is going out of the window, and the business model which will evolve now will be consumer to consumer. And I think that is a summary of what, to answer your question, that is the summary that I got from my experience.
Well, it's an interesting concept because the bottom line is you're a consumer. I'm a consumer. We happen to be business owners. So if we can put ourselves in the position of us as a consumer, we will make not just the C2C work and the B2C work, we will really make the B2B work. So whether or not new business models come out of this is perhaps a little too early to understand. I mean, I've heard people have said this year, we're going to lose 2 quarters. So half the year will disappear. But they're positioning themselves to come back, to leverage where they currently are and come back and get triple the sales, because not just the competition may have disappeared for whatever reason, but the competition may not have got up to speed as fast as they have. So they're really taking advantage of the digital arena. And we've only got to look at history here. A lot of people thought Amazon were mad when they started to go into the book world. Because Amazon literally was, oh, you bought this book, would you like to buy this other one? And then all of a sudden, they become the biggest retailer in the world. From absolutely nowhere. It took a number of years, obviously, but they took the leap. They took that leap early. They saw an opportunity in the marketplace and they took the leap. And now, if you look at what Amazon is, they've completely leveraged their model. What they've got is they've got lots of people that know Amazon. And we all know the picture of Amazon, the A to Z, that little arrow that goes underneath. And in the back of our mind, we know from A to Z, I can get anything. If it's in the alphabet, they will supply me and they'll deliver anywhere. And as we now know, drone delivery is either there or will be a big feature in the next 2 to 3 years. And of course, that'll be digital too, because they'll be able to deliver it to your penthouse. They won't have to climb the stairs. They won't have to ring the bell and say, come down and get it, as they're currently doing here now, they're delivering to the curbside. So again, just think of where your business is currently, but you've really got it's self-reflection. Have a good look at where you are, what you can do, and then leverage out of it. And what you will find is that a lot of your leverage opportunities will come from you being a good leader and being able to collaborate more with other people. And we know how to collaborate. It's just that we haven't really worked out what we're doing. So that's part of thinking and introspection of what you're currently doing in a business. But like anything else, day 15, and we've got a few more days to go. But I believe your cabinet's meeting today, so your lockdown may well extend. So, and could even get worse. So, tighter restrictions. But again, you're not in control of that. Someone else is going to make those decisions. So it needs to be in the mix, in your planning, but come out the other side much, much stronger. And you can if you really look.
So, Neville, in fact, we are totally geared up for few days ahead, or few months ahead, or counting our quarters. And we have built this platform called Top Brass, which allows consumer to consumer interactions. So, and it is available. I mean, I welcome people to collaborate with you and me to reach out to the client, find new ways to address the clients and customers, or even existing clients. So our platform can be leveraged. And while everybody is on lockdown, because we don't know how long the lockdown will continue, and even after the lockdown is lifted in a phased manner, it is not going to be walk in the park.
No.
So I think we are locked in for some more time. So leverage.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, and as you say, it over time. I mean, it may be, and we've heard from Paris today that actually it's going to get very tight. It's going to get tighter. So they're narrowing their opportunities currently. There will be an unlocking period. So the dogs will be let out. The point is, they're not going to be let out, as you say, straight into the park. There'll be a phased unlocking. So we need to position ourselves for all elements of that unlocking process. So we do have time now, but make the most of time. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow. Because as you know, that's behavioural waste. That's knowing what you really need to achieve today to do it tomorrow. Because guess what? When you wake up in the morning and the sun's shining, you say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Because your habit is now forming. And you do not want to form that habit of, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow.
And tomorrow never.
That's not good. Well, exactly. The words and the phrases are out there. Tomorrow never comes. And so do what you can today as though tomorrow will never come. And then you can feel confident and accomplished of what you've done today. That's not to say you won't have a huge list of things to do. I've got loads of lists that I have to get on with. But achieve them. Leverage what you're doing. That's the message today. Get an opportunity. The digital arena is definitely here. We're evidence of it, being several thousand miles away, still talking to each other. So now the message for you today is use the platform, this platform, any other platform, but understand your business needs, what it's capable of doing, what your customers want, and get out there and keep telling them, this is what you do, this is how you do it. Keep the message flowing.
Thank you.
Because day 16 is coming.
Absolutely. I hope people are listening to you. You are such a great voice from our industry. You are literally a leader and corporate mentor. I hope people listen to you and they get prepared for days to come.
Well, I hope so. And like anything else, give us your feedback. We're here. These sessions are here to help you. You know, and you'll struggle. We all struggle, but you'll struggle even more if you don't ask. So send us what problems you're having. Send us the difficulties perhaps that you're facing. There's always an answer. We may not have the answer, but we probably know someone that has. So good luck. Day 16 tomorrow. You're halfway through your day. I'm sort of a bit through my day. So be safe, stay home, and enjoy it. It will never be like this again.
You too, Neville, and we'll again speak tomorrow.
Cheers, CK.
Bye-bye.